Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny.
And we are at a super interesting point in our do we buy TLT or not? It looks like it may have bottomed. We are on quite the run up, so we're going to take a look at the technicals, see if now is the time to enter the fabled trade that's going to make my 2024 year. We're going to take a look. Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. All right. So this is a TLT graph. Now, I just want to put the last rate hike on here so you could kind of see. Let me change one thing. There we go. You could kind of see this was the last rate hike, July 28th or something, 27th. So you can see the variability in price from 96 to 82. Quite wild.
Yeah, without the Federal Reserve actually doing anything. It was
Without
all
the
about
Federal Reserve, yeah.
sentiment. Right? Yeah.
Exactly. It makes the covered call strategy pretty freaking difficult. I actually have not sold one. Every time I go to, I never want to do it on a Monday. I have a rule against that. Sorry, Monday morning. I have a rule against that because I don't know what's going to happen. And every time it's happened, we have a crazy, wild price change. Like, well, I can't do it now. So,
Yeah, that's interesting.
well, you never know what's going to happen the rest of the week. We're just ingesting the weekend information. So I am going to this week because now I finally have a resistance I can look at. And also not a lot of things change over the holidays. Just want to show you these lines have held up incredibly well. This is very zoomed out because I have to go all the way back to 07. You can see this 80, 81 level held up beautifully. I unfortunately got greedy and my covered puts did not go through.
Okay.
It was very frustrating. I was 50 cents off. God.
Oh, jeez. Well, you still made money on the premium you sold, though.
No.
You
I
just didn't buy
was
it.
waiting for a 50-cent lower price to
I know.
sell the actual put. So I didn't do the option. Yeah.
Uh, uh,
No, I got greedy, man. I got greedy.
I thought you just meant it didn't hit your strike price. Okay, I get it.
Nope. Nope. I didn't actually pull anything. I was like, just another quarter. Just like when I did Facebook at like 86 instead of like 83. And now look at me.
Yeah.
So,
We've all been there.
yep. Here's the 20-year treasury rate. It's just Y charts. You can see that we're kind of leveling off here, but you can see just the change from that rate hike July through. It's kind of wild. Now, this is the good stuff. All right. So this is CPI, not PCE. I'm going to show that too, but we don't have the number yet. So you can see in October, all these little green arrows, those are all negative numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
Negative. Big drop. Energy, killing it. Commodities, new vehicles, that kind of stuff. We're actually negative. We're losing. The red are 0.5 or higher. And those were both energy and gas. Okay. If you could see the 12-month adjusted, we got a lot of negative numbers here.
Yeah. I
Going
mean,
in the right direction.
the work the bullies at the Federal Reserve kind of executed on last year seems to be having an effect, and that's what the optimism of the market has kind of changed, and that's what the really interest rates moved finally, was because people, the kind of expectations about interest rates going forward changed a lot over the last couple of weeks. This is because of these numbers, basically.
So here's the easier graph to look at. This is the CPI. So the reason why we had a little bit of a rough September is it's actually 3.1 and 3.2 all the way up to 3.5. I was like, what happened? This is crappy, right? This is all items. You can see if you don't look at the less food and energy, which has been kind of slowly declining since the beginning of 2023, but the all items is finally, it looks like it's about to go down. We can't be sure, but it looks like we're on the verge here. So one more thing. Here's just another graph. It just kind of makes it easier. You can see the 2020 level that we're trying to get to. Still, we're not close, right?
Yeah, quite a ways off. And we had producer price index came out this week, and that was also a good reading as well. So we're just waiting for PCE now for this actual month of October measurements. But all so far have had the right direction. So
PCE comes out November 30th. All right. So that is going to be our better insight on was this a bottom. It's more the speech will be better. That's not till a lot later, unfortunately. The speech could not be better. He could just say, "We're just gonna look at next month," like he does most of the time. There's a
Yeah,
there's
that's
a
exactly what he's going to say.
yeah, there's a possibility of that. Um, I currently, I think I'm at 450 shares of TLT, or 400. I'm gonna have to double check that. I bought a little bit when I was around 83, but like I said, this is a pretty what seems like a common sense trade. Anytime you say that, you got to be very careful there because fantastic.
Ab- Absolutely. I just want to double check the date. So it's December 12th and 13th is the final Fed
Final meeting.
meeting of the year. So
Okay.
we'll have a little ways off to that, almost like another month before we get there, and they'll definitely have the PC data by then.
If the PCE data that comes out November 30th is lower and is a little bit of a shock lower, I'm gonna load up. I don't know if we're gonna hit 80 again. I think that could have been the bottom. Regardless, we have shown that that level is a super very strong support. It has not gone below that even during the housing crisis. That is with all the inflation data. It seems like a very strong, great level for accumulation. It's always hard to do this perfectly. My
Yeah,
average is, I think, 92. So I'm okay
nice.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and not too far off. The kind of real sentiment this last couple of weeks since we saw these CPI numbers come out is that we've hit peak inflation, right? That's basically what their you know peak rates has happened already to control that inflation. So we're moving into the phase where rates will stay flat for a period of time, then eventually come down for some sort of reason. But we don't know when. It could be all of 2024 before that happens, but who knows? That's the next major move. Will be probably in that direction. Is kind of what the market's pressing in now.
Right. It is likely that we don't change rates for all of 2024 or most of. That would be what I would guess. Or if we do have changes, maybe a rate decrease, but nothing crazy. The last thing you want to do is do this early. He has stressed that point. Jerome
Yeah,
Powell has stressed that point multiple times, right?
yeah. He's not going to move quickly on lowering
Exactly.
rates.
One thing here, if you can just look at can you see my arrow? Perfect. You
Yeah.
can see the opening and closing of these days is pretty drastic and all over the place. It
Hmm.
is a mess, right? Whereas up here, it's very fluid. They're usually opening next to the previous day close or some jumps,
Hmm.
nothing crazy. Every day is a jump. It is crazy. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a decent jump too. This is 87 to 90. Like
Yeah.
it's
Which is
the last 12 days have been manic to say the least. So
yeah.
it's
Do
kind
you
of
have
interesting.
any like thoughts on why? Or
I honestly don't know. I've looked at TLT in the past. I have not seen a correlation between rate hikes and that happening. It just sometimes happens. We're at a weird kind of accumulation point. All right.
yeah,
It's very possible that there's a lot of firms. What's that guy's name?
Bill
The
Ackman.
huh?
Yeah, the TLT. Bill Ackman was the guy with the
Yeah,
TLT trade.
there could be a lot of people covering shorts, which could cause that because we're getting mostly jumps to the upside and then it kind of stays and then down and then up. So we'll have to see, but I'm definitely pretty stoked. So
Yeah, nice. All right, guys. Let us know what you think about this in the comments down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
later.